Hey guys, this is Chris and you're watching another one of my YouTube guitar building videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you find the information that I provide in my videos to be of value and will maybe consider subscribing. Today's video is just going to be a quick update because, as some of you may already know, earlier this week I had a minor surgical procedure performed on my knee. So as a result, I haven't been able to get out into the shop to do any of the work that I had been planning to do. However, as the days went by, I found myself getting kind of antsy and wanting to get back into the shop. But I know I have to kind of take it slowly and gradually increase the amount of use that I put on my knee as it heals. So what I ended up doing was I started looking through some of the other guitars that I have built in recent years. There are a number of them which didn't really get finished for one reason or another. And this is one of those guitars. I built this guitar several years ago, and for reasons that I honestly can't remember, I never finished it. So it kind of hung up in the corner of my shop. And what I ended up doing is I used it as a platform to test out some different guitar finishes as well as some fretwork tools. And the other day I was looking at the different guitars that I had, and this one in particular, I thought, you know, there's really no reason why I shouldn't finish this guitar. There's nothing that was wrong with it that would cause me to set it aside. I think what ended up happening probably is I had another idea for a guitar build and got really into that idea and just set this one aside and then kind of forgot about it. But I've decided I'm going to go back in and finish this guitar. So what I've done is I stripped off the finish that was originally on this guitar, which was it was that Centurion water-based 2K polyurethane. It looked really good, but I wanted a slightly different look to the finish. So I stripped that off and sanded the surface all the way down to about 400 grit. And what I did then was applied Sutherland Wells polymerized tung oil. And if you've watched a couple of my recent videos, you've heard me talk about how much I like the Sutherland Wells polymerized tung oil. It's a fantastic product. It works a lot like Birchwood Casey's True Oil, but instead of being linseed oil based, it's tung oil. It's basically just pure tung oil, which has been heated through a special process which triggers the polymerization process. Now, whenever you're using finishing oils like tung oil or boiled linseed oil, they dry through a process known as polymerization. As they are exposed to air, oxygen and air, it undergoes a molecular change which hardens the oil to a resin. So that's kind of what the tung oil, polymerized tung oil does. It's the polymerization process has been triggered so that when you apply it, it rapidly dries. And that's what I like about this product. I can wipe on a thin film and 8 hours later it's dry, and I can apply a next coat if I need to, or however many coats that I want to. And that's a lot like how True Oil works. You apply it, let it dry, and then just keep going until you get the thickness of finish that you're looking for with that particular project. And a lot of it has to do with the kind of sheen that you're after. Typically, with a high gloss mirror-like shine, you would apply numerous coats, at least 10 to 15 coats, and then let it dry, level sand it, and then buff it out to a high gloss shine. For satin finishes, you can apply fewer coats, and without doing any extra work, you can achieve the sheen that you want. And you can apply it over dyes and stains. You can grain fill if you want to. It's just a very flexible and versatile finish, and I really like the way it looks, and I like its durability and the way it feels. Feels fantastic on the back of the neck, unlike some of the polyurethane finishes that can tend to feel sticky on your hands, especially on the back of the neck. So, but that's what I've done here. And what I need to do next is I'm going to refret the neck and get those level. And then I've got all the components. I've got the tuners, the pickups, the bridge, and I can start to do the final assembly. So it should go fairly quickly. And I'm not sure how much of that I'll talk about in my upcoming videos. I have another project that I'm about to start, and I kind of teased it last week, and that was the guitar. It's going to be a neck through guitar, but it's the neck through portion that's going to be kind of unique. And it's, instead of going straight through the body, it has kind of a squiggle to it, if you will. And that's the project I'm going to be starting next. However, I don't have all the wood for it. I went out to my shop to see what wood I had in my stash, and I had some of it, but I need to pick up a few more pieces. And one of the things I'm thinking about is, for the neck, as well as the tenon that runs through the body, I'm thinking about either using, 8-quarter plain Eastern Rock maple, or I have a source for 8-quarter flamed roasted maple. And it's kind of expensive, but boy, does it look fantastic. So I'm debating on whether to pull the trigger and purchase a big chunk of that wood for making the neck. I think a lot of it's going to depend on how much money I have to fork out for this knee surgery. I have pretty good insurance, but there's always that period where you're kind of on pins and needles waiting to find out how much I'm going to have to owe. So that may be the deciding factor as to how I progress with building that guitar. At any rate, once I get closer to that build, I'll let you know what the plan is. So that's really it for now. One thing I wanted to do was to thank all of you who sent me well wishes over the last few days. I was really surprised at how many people really care about how a person like myself does after getting surgery. And again, thanks for those well wishes. It restores my faith in social media. So, but that's it for now. So until the next episode, as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.